Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming the Meadow. I believe this is episode 8. Uh, it's been a long time since we've last had an episode. September 1st, I think. It was almost a full month. We are supposed to have it last week, but our friend is not here today. Was in Mexico, so he couldn't participate, and we don't know where he is now. But beside me is the right hand man, the myth, the legend. Alex Upgrade Booksell. He is the greatest brother and co-host one could ask for. So thanks for being with me today. Today we're gonna have uh, a pretty interesting conversation because we're kind of beating the dead horse on this one, but there's always new stuff coming out. I mean, it is Alpha 2 for an alpha test for a very, 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 very highly anticipated game. So, I mean, all the things that we've seen, especially in this last live stream, we've seen in previous live streams, except for the the big city. But other than that, Alex, it's been a whole almost a whole month.
Whole month.
How you
Yeah.
been? What's new?
I've been good. Just grinding away, trying to get not get too pumped about this new upcoming alpha and the paywall.
Hey, well, yeah,
But
that's.
no, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I mean, we can talk about that right away. I don't know. How
Hmm.
did they handle it well? I think they.
I, I don't know, like for $100, I feel like they could have done if they really want to test the game and test their uh because the big thing is on this, I think this stream is going to be the merging, like the server mergings, and how is that going to feel, and queue times. Like, it's going to be
Yeah,
like a telltale of if this game is going to be okay. I think graphics and everything aside, that's the easy part, but those two parts are going to be the hard part. Even in the stream, they were having lagging issues on
oh
the
yeah, the
video.
video. That was
So,
that was rough.
I was like, "Oh no, this is not good." And
But
I like how they're like, "I swear it's on a laggy video."
of course not. What I do like about Ashes is that all of their not their promo material, but a lot of their like graphic design material is fucking top tier. I mean, we of course we have this I guess it's not weekly or monthly, but the this daily this fucking slideshow that I put together every time.
Yeah,
Um, like they're just the graphic design work for the stuff that they use to showcase stuff like I guess like info design is fucking top
yeah,
tier. I don't really see games do like put that this much effort into showcasing non-game related graphics. Like they put some fucking work into
work into it. Yeah,
stuff, which is
for
I like
sure.
it makes everything so legible. But anything fun and exciting over the last month outside of the game and life?
Oh, outside of gaming, oh man, you know, I think I was telling you the other day that I've been having a week. And my new motto is currently, if you see me fighting a bear, help the bear. And it happened. It happened last night. And I was putting up a light, and a skunk came back in the backyard while I was putting up a solar light. And of course, Mom freaks out. God, I'm on a ladder, on the top of the ladder, like where you shouldn't be. Mom runs away. I finish this shit. The skunk is like trying to get up the fucking ladder. And I'm like, no, go away. And then it just like scooted away.
It was
So
trying
yeah,
to climb up.
it was trying to, yeah. Yeah, it
That's
was trying
funny.
to. I
How
think
big
it
was
was,
it?
uh, yes, the other night.
How big was it?
I don't know, it was like
That's
fair
pretty big.
size.
That's pretty big
But
boy.
I think it was one of the skunks that not Allie, Penny used to play with. couple months ago when they were babies. There you could see them on the
Oh,
neighbor's cam. You can see two fucking black little dots going chasing
running.
each other back and forth.
So for those of you that don't know, Penny is the was like
The
the
mascot.
well, she's the cat, but she has way more. She's way more than just a cat. She is a
Yes,
rambunctious little thing.
she's a hunter cat. I call it. Like her personality is like a hunter, and she always wants to play with things. So,
Yeah, she's a killer. She's a cold killer. For me, birthday was on the 25th, which was fun.
oh yeah, the big 2-8,
Yeah, the big 2-8. Oh my
big
god.
2-8.
Holy, we're old.
Old fuck, old
Yeah.
fuck.
I was
Anyways,
gonna mention before the stream that I kind of want to keep this PG just because I think it's like YouTube recently updated their terms of service and age stuff, and if your stuff is not good for kids, the video is pretty much dead on arrival. So I was
yeah.
gonna say maybe we should tone down the swearing, but
Oh yeah,
I
I should.
broke
That's only
that.
one. That's only one.
I
They
I
won't.
I said it too. I said three already, I think. Anyways, we are going to go to our good old trusty PowerPoint here and start off with our first segment, the best segment, skill diff. Uh,
Let's go.
hold on, things are going wrong already. Alex, what was your
Yeah,
had the? I'm just
I had the
changing.
Ranger Summoner.
Hold on. Ranger. I forgot to change the.
Oh my
No, just
stream's going whack at him.
I know the cameras and stuff. Uh,
There.
from console. I forgot to change this thing, the circles. So you chose the
Oh,
Beastmaster, and I chose the Oracle. Uh, Stream's still going whack, and I forgot to change one other thing. No, you Beast. No, you chose the Falconeer.
Ranger Summoner. Yeah, the
Oh,
Falconeer.
yeah, I misread it.
Yeah,
I misread it. Okay,
that's alright.
now, now
Now we're
we
getting
are.
there.
So
Oh.
now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Everything's working on the stream now.
yeah. It's just like when I alt tab, I don't know why the cameras on Discord cut out. So either way.
Yeah.
Uh so mine was the cleric plus mage, the oracle. Uh the cleric we have not done a lot. I think we only this is the third one. Uh
Yeah.
Flames of Retribution. Ignites the field in front of you using a flaming wave. Allies that are hit with the wave are healed. Allies on the flame burn enemies with their next attack for additional X amount. So you only get healed on the initial
Like
uh
burst.
burst, and because the mage is like pure DPS essentially, as far as we can tell, uh I don't like if it healed while you're on it, I that's just make that a
Yeah.
cleric class, like that's ridiculous. So you heal, and then if you want to run through it, and your next attack will get by a burning effect. Uh, I it's kind of strange because you know every skill I think we've made, we can add like 19 things onto it. Like
Yeah.
like camouflage is a very basic one. It's like okay, when you're camouflage, if when you enter camouflage you do this, and then when you exit camouflage you do that. And if you camouflage in a while you're taking damage, you reduce. You can like you can add so many things to these skills, and like one of the things that
Yeah.
I think Ashes is doing that I hope they kind of reel back on is like they're taking it feels like a lot of the skills, every skill is like a finishing move type thing.
Oh yeah. No. There's no
Like
base. There's a couple basic skills, but there's like half your kit, 80% of your kit is like, oh, finish off.
yeah, I think I noticed this during the fighter showcase where a lot of the fighter skills, it seemed like every one was every skill that it showed, there was something. There was like two or three layers to it, and then in the mage showcase, like fireball.
Yeah.
The fireball is such a basic skill. You can obviously spec it, and we're going to talk about it later. Spec into it and stuff, but I just feel like the mage has way more basic skills. The cleric also well. Cleric, it felt like they had like each skill had layers and layers to it. Like with the
Yeah.
shotgun healing and the healing over time, the charge healing. It's just like what I know there was
I
a
f-
simple just point and click heal and a simple like AoE on the ground heal, but as far as I can tell, there was only two, and for lower level, I think so. To bring this all around to my skill, uh, this is one of the ones where I thought that, oh, what if they like ran through it and they were on fire, and when they were getting hits while on fire, it would like melt. It would like melt projectiles. So projectiles
oh
wouldn't work
yeah.
while they're on fire, but melee attacks would work, right? And then oh,
Yeah.
if the mage specs into ice attacks, I mean melee's attacks wouldn't work. But so what I'm getting
Yeah.
at is just like you can keep going
You
on
remember
and on
that
with
game
this.
Magica, whatever that
Oh yeah,
the
I love
freaking
Magicka.
oh was it Magica that I'm thinking of?
Yeah, where
Like
you
where you
have to
have to
like
like
mix the skills.
mix mix the skills.
Yeah.
Now that game like is ahead of its time, like
Oh yeah.
by far. If you guys ever play, please check it out. It's always a good game to play.
Well,
Yeah.
the second one got the servers got removed, but the first one is just the story player, the single player, and the first one, if you for those that don't know, QWER was your basic elemental skills, so fire, water, earth, air, and then underneath it was ASDF. I think it was like heal, death, barrier, and light. No,
Uh, fire, water, earth, wind.
was and then was lightning a
No,
separate one?
no, because lightning was. Oh, how do was it? Yeah, it was. Lightning was a different one because you can
Okay.
do a lightning heal and it would chain.
Oh yes. I
So
don't
there,
think they did had wind then.
it wasn't wind. It was lightning. It was
Okay.
wind. There wasn't wind. It was lightning. Force,
That's what it was. That was the fourth
force.
barrier,
Yeah,
life and death.
barrier, life and death. That's it. That
Yeah,
was
because there was
the
the death ray. But in that game you can mix so in the first one you could mix all eight of them and then like a meteor would come down or was it eight or six? I know you can mix more, but in the second game where they
I think
made it a PvP, it was you can only mix three. So you
no, it
can
was four. I thought it was
no,
four.
it's three because you can mix you can triple lightning and every you can either cone it
Oh, right. Yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah. Because then if you want to like
Right, right.
barrier, you can triple barrier, right? Because I remember doing the like the piano key stuff, and it
But
was
yeah,
three.
yeah, I know. It's your hands hurt. It's a
Yeah, I
carpet tunnel
know.
game. I called it. Anyways, but on that point, like on the skills, yeah, I also know it's funny though. Like the big thing about D and like most games, the mages always have these like like explosions and shit going everywhere, right? And I feel like they're kind of leaning towards like, hey, this healer is really cool. Can you be a healer? And the fighters and the tanks, like they're kind of more pushing that into the forefront because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to be a DPS." It's like, but hey, this healer,
Oh, so you're saying that like the lesser classes are making more cool
I
intentionally?
I think they are. I think a little bit. Like looking at the mage, the little one, doop, 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 doop. You know,
Yeah,
if
I think the mage with the spell book would fit a lot. I'm surprised that
better.
in the raid showcase they didn't have a mage with the spell book. They didn't have the
No,
spell book. Well,
I
did
thought
they
they
have
would show this. Show it. They showed the weapons, and I figured they would show at least some of the book things because we barely saw the book.
yeah, we saw the book be played by a bard. and how
Yeah.
and in the Bard Showcase they said that the spell book was the equivalent of like a great sword to the one-handed sword.
And a
Like
mage. Yeah.
if a wand is a one-handed sword, the book would be the great sword with the heavier, slower attacks, right? So I thought
Hmm.
it's a it's a missed opportunity, but it could have been like the raid was the last thing that they filmed, and then they used, or the raid was the thing that they filmed, and then they used the bard
Yeah.
thing
After.
later, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So they filmed
yeah,
like the
yeah.
spellbook after the raid because there's also
Yeah,
the
that makes
spear in
sense.
there, and like there was a spear in the raid, but we
Yeah.
didn't see the spear. I don't think we've seen the spear since,
No.
and they avoided it. But yeah, that's my spell. I think you can like obviously we can have like Ice Storm of Retribution, but yeah. And then for yours, Ranger Summoner, the Falconeer, fetch. Your summoned companion sprints to the foe and tries to take their footwear, rooting them in place for duration. I feel like Penny has an influence in this one.
Yeah. It was funny because I was like Falcon because I remember you can change your guys. There was when they did the stream of the Ranger, they said they would have companions, right?
Oh,
Uh,
oh, I didn't even
didn't
catch
they
that.
say that?
Well, Rangers has the
Uh,
marks,
the marks? Yeah, but the summoner, like you're gonna also be able to
yeah,
summon stuff. So
obviously
I
with
kind of like assumed like, okay, maybe you'll get like
like
an
one.
animal with it if you go that way.
But would it be
Like,
like, would it be one animal, or do you like summon and then they dissipate after 30 seconds and then you have to summon another? Or is it just like one animal the
no, it'd
entire
be
time?
one animal. It'd be
Oh,
like just one animal, I think. So I was thinking like I was like, oh man, I honestly didn't realize it was called the Falcon here. I should have because I was thinking like a dog or like a hunting dog, like
yeah.
kind of thing. But like a falconer could like be pulling on your helmet or something. Like
I mean, it doesn't have
I
to
think
be
it'd
a
just be
falcon.
funny as shit. Just like get his helmet, while Buddy's like trying to like swing. Like if it's like a mage or something, like his hat's getting pulled, right?
Well,
Kind of thing, and it just kind of
maybe
roots him.
what it could be is that depending on the pet that you have depends
Yeah,
on the gear that they take.
yeah.
So like
So if it's a dog, he's going for the shoe, but if it's a bird, it's going for the hat or your helmet or whatever.
I feel like you were walking around the house and then Penny came after your
Attacked my
feet,
foot. Yes,
and then
yes,
you're like,
yes. I
this
was
is
like,
gonna be
well, make this a skill.
uh
Yeah,
but yeah, I wonder how they're gonna, because I guess that the easy approach, or the most common approach to kind of the ranger companion equation is to have like you pick one and then that's it for your whole gameplay. Probably switch it out.
yeah,
Guild Wars 2 has a pretty interesting system. Uh Unlike Lost Ark where the summoner summons one thing and then for a short duration and then summons another, right?
yeah.
I guess same with the Necromancer Guild Wars 2. But other than that,
Well, well, even like you look at Lost Ark, where it's like there's one class that's like just built for summons, and then
yeah.
right. So
There was another game we played where there was a summoner. Was it Ion? No.
no,
But it was like you summoned the tiger. Do you
oh, freaking, it wasn't I. It was that other one.
was it
Uh,
Terra?
Terra,
Did Terra
Terra.
have a summoner? Oh, maybe.
I thought it was
I don't even
Terra.
know. I forget. There's been so many shitty ones. I guess we got to talk
Yeah.
about, I don't know. Do we even want to talk about Throne and Liberty, the newest release? Wasn't it like early
Honestly,
access?
I've been a little bit under a rock on that one, so I don't
Yeah, I
have much to
know.
say.
I
I
saw the
watched Asmongold play it for a little bit, and it looks okay. It looks like they kind of took a little bit of like of Ash's creations like battle style. Like they have the same kind of feel a little bit to me, but I didn't really watch it too much. I was too busy sorting out magic cards.
That's fair.
So
Yeah, I haven't other than the trailer, and then I know that they had like the beta test last year, and with screaming reviews. Man, I think that was the
yeah,
worst review. I've never seen a game reviewed that poorly. Like
yeah.
from all sides. There's not one good thing about it. Even IGN would say it was awful. So, uh, and then I guess another Black Myth Wukong. That's actually funny. We haven't had a show since Black Myth Wukong's like a hype has been out.
Came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of died down now. I think.
all single player games like that, dude. They have their
Yeah,
3 to 4 weeks. Like Elden Ring lasts like a few months. I watched.
yeah.
I just watched Afro Senju play Black Myth, and then that was kind of it.
Pretty much that's what I did
Yeah.
too.
Okay, now I guess we're gonna go to Haki Loki Doki, and this is directly to the Alpha um 2 guide stream that happened on Friday on the 27th. Uh so Haki Loki Noki. Let's just start general because right now I have it's going we're going to talk about through the archetypes and then the map, then the weapons
Yeah.
or archetypes, weapons and map. But you saw I got through a good like 60% of the dev update. What's your high key? What are you high key, low key, no key for excited for?
I'm high key excited for to actually play the game. Other than that,
Obviously, yeah.
but I'm excited for. I'm high key excited for the nodes. I want to see how that really works and how it actually like when you chop this one tree down, does it ever grow back?
That's
That's what
true.
everyone's gonna be fucking doing for the first 4 hours of the game, just chopping trees.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna be crafting so hard because
yeah,
I feel like they actually put a lot more thought into not
the
necessarily
crafting.
well, not necessarily the crafting aspect, just but like how it feels. It's tough. Like the fact that the tree actually like falls down and bounces. Like
Yeah,
I feel like they put a lot more effort into the aesthetics of crafting than other games have. I mean, New World apparently it has really good gathering and crafting, but it just looks like every other game. I know Black Desert Online, there's like a whole subgroup of people that only do life skills and stuff. But
yeah.
so I'm excited to chop some
Those
trees
guys have
down.
jobs. Those guys have jobs.
That is, yeah. Play shy and start picking fucking
Yeah.
grass around the entire map.
Yeah,
Okay.
no key I'm not excited for the lighting. They're still are having lighting issues on the last stream. I felt like it was very bright. Like the or not bright, I guess like almost like foggy. And then low key excited for is like trying out all the weapons. Like on different on like because I'm really leaning towards the ranger with a longbow. That's my currently my go right now.
Yeah.
Uh, but I wouldn't mind trying it with a book and see what that does. Right?
Ranger with the book
What
would be
does
funny.
the right like? Oh, all right. I'm gonna like. What does the book chain relate to like your marks and stuff like that? So I'm kind of interested about that. So,
It would
but maybe it's gonna be like Guild Wars where you only allowed certain things and some certain things, but I don't know.
well,
They never said that, so
it's weird because they said that so obviously they've harped on that's the fact that every class can wear every weapon and every armor set. I, I actually
yeah,
I don't know about the armor sets, but every class can essentially equip everything. But having said that, the ability headshot or snipe, which we'll get into, uh, is like draw your bow and shoot an arrow. Like that's the description of the thing. So what happens is that you switch to that weapon while you do that skill.
Yeah.
So, but I think it would. I mean, if they had all the time and money in the world, which I guess they have all the time in the world, well, I guess they don't have either now because all of our
Yeah.
fucking annoying peers just yelling at them to get the game released. But it would be cool if they can have like a draw animation for the book with
Yeah.
headshot,
Like
and
you
then
have the book and you're like you kind of pull out like a magical string and it shoots like a crossbow through the pages.
yeah,
But kind
like
of like you
that
kind of make it
shit.
through a cross or something, right?
Yeah, or even like
No,
so, and then like the
just
sword.
throw the book. Throw the
Yeah,
book. Let's throw the book. It's so much better.
the Hobbit
Headshot. And
knowledge,
then I'll
bitch.
no, yeah, and then I'll get a skin that's a top hat, and I'll be from GoldenEye. Just what
Oh, odd job, yeah, with
odd job. Headshot.
charging that. But yeah, I think like I was. I mean, even what that was last month, like a month
Yeah,
later, or a month and a half, I guess later, I'm still incredibly impressed of how they managed to work the skill book into it, like how the pages flip
yeah.
and stuff. It's so good. It reminds me of Zatch Bell, like kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
uh,
I forgot about Zatch Bell.
yeah, with the pages and whatnot. Well, I'm
Hmm.
if you haven't guessed already, I'm high key excited for the crafting. Finally, a game that's like promising crafting will make an actual impact in your gear. Off a lot of times, even fucking, I guess like I, Guild Wars 2 is not the best example for this analogy, but even in Guild Wars 2, like the best gear, you can just get it without
Yeah.
crafting. I mean, people will say, but legendary gear, blah blah blah, you need crafting. It's like, yeah, you need crafting for a legendary gear, but it's not like your stats change if you have ascended gear, which you don't need to craft. Uh so uh and then Black Desert crafting was just only for life skilling. Ion crafting was fucking absolutely
Oh god.
obsolete. Uh like what else have I played that's just crafting is just awful. I'll be on online, I guess was decent.
It was
Ru-
okay. Like it made it worth. Like you're like, okay, yeah, I know what I need to do, and like you
yeah.
have to go do this
But they kind of
to make
forced
this
it,
stuff.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's
They
the
like
thing.
forced it
It's
down
like
your throat.
yeah, you need to do this. That's it.
Yeah.
That's your only goal is you need to
Yeah.
do this.
And then RuneScape kind of the same way, like old school RuneScape, browser RuneScape, kind of the same way, force it a bit down your throat. You can, but I feel Ashes definitely feels like it has the potential to be the best crafting MMO of all time. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm high key for. I am low key excited for the like the starting areas, because I mean,
yeah.
we'll get into it. It looked fucking pretty cool, like with the bridge and the lions and shit. It looked pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah,
So
and the
just like,
big tree. Who
oh
doesn't
yeah,
like a big tree? Who doesn't like a big tree? I like a big tree.
yeah, like the current Albath arc in One
Yeah,
Piece. Um, I yeah, it looked really cool. So just like to see the actual world and what they're, because we're s- I mean, we're big fans on the art direction. There's like still a lot of polish and stuff that needs to be taken care of, but we're big fans on the art direction. We haven't really seen the art direction in the grander space of the world. So I'm excited to see how their good art and their models and their equipment and stuff is translated into the environment. And
yeah.
I'm no key excited for the combat, which is kind of a hot take, but it's gonna be so fucking buggy, and
Yeah.
because
I hope
it's
they take off PvP until like the third phase.
third phase.
Yeah.
So until May.
Yeah. Or maybe second. Maybe second.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of just streamers. Ah, well, that guy has a base. Let's go get him. Like, screw that base. It's not going to
Right.
give anyone a chance to build their own little thing and actually like try it.
Yeah, I mean that is a good point. Like the mob mentality, like who cares about PvP if you're just outnumbered constantly
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time?
Well, you're not going to win.
Yeah, exactly. It's like how can you even test PvP if you just get fucking one-shotted by 6 rangers or whatever? Like they when they did that one showcase with the caravan and they were all like on the cliff and they all used sniped on the one dude.
Dead.
Do you remember? It's just like they just
Yeah.
like over. That's gonna be us
Done.
against fucking
Yep.
Asmongold's Kiss My Anthea.
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
I know.
but yeah, that's our high key, low key, no key. But we'll just go through kind of the more specifics. I mean, we could just keep going, re-answering this question with each kind of thing. But the Bard archetypes abilities. Uh, Fun fact: the Bard has the most archetype abilities coming in. There's 55 squares, and Bard has I think 48.
Jesus.
The 55, and I think Mage has the least, if I wasn't mistaken. I should wrote that down, which is kind of funny because the mages typically have.
See what I mean? It's that, hey, these things are way cooler than this DPS. I don't
Yeah,
like that guy. Yeah, don't look at him. Look at these
yeah.
cool guys so I can play the DPS.
But the yeah, that could be
Like
what it is,
it's the developers trying to force people to do the support so they can play DPS.
and have their own fun. I was
Yeah.
gonna say we like speculating on this, and if you look at the the last skills here, that's the saga skills. So we know one saga skill. It's the big like cone fire thing.
Yeah.
What do you So the other sagas, I think that was in conflict. That was the conflict saga skill. So the other saga skills are chaos, uh destiny, wonder, triumph, and joy. What do you think joy is? When he gets 3 stacks of joy, what do you think happens?
Everyone just nah, it's this is YouTube now. I can't say that.
Yeah, we're moving. Yeah, we're
uh,
moving on from Twitch. Now we're on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. Joy. I think Joy would be like so you got because there was the power buff, the speed buff.
Well, it says here, nearby
Was
party
it the
members gain joy, gain temporary health equal to 10% of your maximum health. So it's like
oh
it's a shield type thing. But what's like the Saga's?
oh
What would the Saga's skill be? Just
oh? I
just
guess
just more shield.
it's gotta be.
So what's the point of
It's
it?
either gonna be that or like temp HP or something.
That doesn't sound very
Yeah, I don't.
joyful. I don't want to take
I know.
like give
But
me
it's like it's like D&D, like you're getting inspiration. Like you're like, oh, I'm just a little bit better. Like maybe your crit chance gets higher or something because you're
That's what
feeling
I
better.
thought. That's what joy sounds to me in general. It's like, oh, higher crit chance or higher crit damage. Uh,
Yeah.
because the other one, Triumph, max health, uh, Wonder, magical power, and I think Chaos or Destiny increase magical. So Destiny and Wonder actually read the same, which is funny. Uh, and then Chaos is like status effects chance increase, then conflict physical power. So I think we were both in agreement that the saga things were kind of the most unique out of all the bard skills. I like
Yeah.
that. I think it's really cool. It clearly rips off Magic the Gathering, like fucking the 3-turn sagas or whatever, like hundred
Yeah,
percent.
exactly. Like
But I'm glad they found a
it
way
sure
to.
does.
I'm glad they found a way to like implement it into MMOs. So looking at the list, uh, Bard was also the last class showcased. How do you think the Bard will be the most buggy? Like, where do you think the Bard is gonna land in Alpha 2?
Oh, uh, I think definitely. I think he's gonna be middle of pack. I don't. I think it'd be one of those things where it's like, if you really want to play a bard, it's gonna be the best bard you ever played. It's gonna be like, you got your support, you got your damage, like you got like the bard was doing decent damage compared to everyone else. Like their numbers were kind of the same, other than the auto attacks were the same as like the mages that I noticed, and
Yeah, relatively, yeah.
with the book anyways, relatively. And you're doing the bard things. Like you got your skills and you got your control skills. But if you don't want to be a bard, you don't want to be a bard, right? It comes to that question where, is bard a better subclass to go into? Like, is it a ranger bard better or fighter bard just to get that extra buff of boost of joy of crit damage, right? Um,
Yeah.
but I think they're gonna land in the middle of the pack. I don't think they won't be last. Uh, I think the tank will be last.
Yeah,
They
I don't
didn't.
think out of all the support, because I mean, clearly they've thought about, okay, who's going to be a support class, who's going to be like a main class, and sorry, tank, bard, and cleric, you're put in the you support utility category. And I think they dropped the ball so hard on the tank showcase because it was their first support showcase, and then they
Yeah,
picked it up on cleric and bard, but they could have made the tank so much cooler in the showcase. So I think people are already the people that know about the tank obviously either watched the showcase or seen something about the
yeah,
showcase and are like, okay, that's how it was. I really don't like, even though I'm a tank player, I just rather play a fighter.
yeah,
So, and I mentioned this because each class, in theory, needs the equal amount of playtime. They need equal amount of playtime in the respective fields that they're going to be performing in. Like, we need equal
yeah,
amount of bards PvPing and 1v1ing and dueling to test it as we do fucking fighters,
yeah. That's the issue, right?
right?
Like, and I was watching the stream, and those no's, they were saying something about alts. There was like, maybe it was one of the YouTubers or whatever. They were talking about having alternate characters. Like, I don't know if they're gonna have, like, do you have time to have alternate characters in this game? That's the
In
issue. Because
general,
remember, there were,
I don't know. That's the other thing.
because
It's like,
now it seems like it's gonna be so much faster to build things if you have a team, like with your little colony. Of course, you're gonna be max crafter in no time if you have a backing, right? Um, but if you have like alts who all have like if there's 5 alts and they're like, oh, here's my welder, here's my this and this and this, that would make sense. And then everyone has, you can
but
basically
do you even have enough
be
time to
your own.
get to Grandmaster in
Yeah,
4 things? Enough time
yeah,
in a day? Like, you
like
would have to fucking quit sleeping.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But I was kind of questioning because they were talking about, some of the YouTubers were talking about having alts. I'm like, are you guys sure you're gonna have an alt? You might be one and done on this game. Like,
Yeah, you might have to
so
like focus on the main. I think that's why it's good that their Alpha 2 is so long and that you can try different characters. What I because I really so I am like I want to play the Spellblade, like fighter mage. But then I looked at the and now I'm starting to like guess myself. Maybe I want to go mage fighter. Do I want to be a magical swordsman or do I want to be a mage with a sword kind of thing?
yeah,
So, and I don't want to commit 25 levels or 50 levels to figure out that I wanted to do the other thing and fucking get my crafting or my
yeah,
processing to master or whatever, and then be like, oh, I actually want to play
yeah.
that character.
So
So
I hope they have alts just for that reason, like so people can try it.
yeah,
And then you have it's kind of like uh uh freaking Lost Ark where you have these alts that are kind of you can play them, but your main guy's your main guy. Like
yeah. But in Lost
so
Ark, there's not a lot of things that's
hinder that.
hinder the your alts, or there's not a lot of like time gated stuff for the non-combat aspects, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of non-combat stuff in general, and a lot of things are account bound. Like the seats account bound? The
Now they are,
purples,
yeah.
yeah. So like the gathering stuff isn't account bound. So yeah, I mean,
But still, like if you have your node and you have your alts, you can throw it all in your node, and it's an easy transfer.
yeah. But what I'm getting at is more like the crafting experience. Like how can
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
how can you be a grandmaster in two things? Like Steven Sharif was saying that being a grandmaster is actually gonna take a lot of time. And now, like you really want an alt? The only way you would have an alt to even be remotely relevant is for combat purposes only.
Yeah. Well, unless I was thinking like, okay, if you want to be a smelter or whatever, a forge guy, you're gonna have an alt who can mine the shit like really well. So like you kind of have like you need a guy who can mine it and a guy who can make it, right?
Yeah,
That's what I was kind of thinking. But that's about it. Like that's the only thing you could do. Like is two maybe, and it kind of
yeah.
it's only two because it complements each other. Like cutting down trees and what we're gonna do is build ships, like
Both boats.
build boats.
Yeah, but then
So
that's and then it's like, okay, so why are you playing it solo? You should play with a guild, but I'm a solo player,
yeah.
blah blah blah, and then it gets into that rabbit hole.
Well, and
Uh
then you're like, I have a life. I want to
yeah,
play with my
fuck.
cat. I want to play lacrosse
I want to make
for
some
4 months,
money.
6 months of the year. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I can't.
when I come back to Canada, I'll be working fucking like 16, 14 hour days. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you just have,
But that's the part of it, right? So
yeah, you have to pick your battles. Okay, we'll just run through these next ones pretty clear. The cleric, uh, 22, I guess 22 minus, what was it, 55, so 33 skills out of the 55, or 33 abilities. So if you notice that the icons are the same on a lot of these, so those are
yeah,
the skill tree improved skills. So blessed weapon, and then bountiful blessed weapon. So there's three tiers of that skill tree. So through this guide we can even see the what skills have the fleshed out skill trees and what skills don't. Like Flash Cure doesn't, but Blessed Weapon does, obviously. The Cleric, what do we think about the Cleric?
love it. Feels like a cleric. Looks like a cleric.
Acts like a
Can't
cleric.
acts like a
Like,
cleric. Like you can't. Like they made the cleric. Like this is like I've never seen a better cleric. To be honest,
I love how
these
heavy
are.
they went in on healing.
Yeah,
I
it's like I will heal you until you are sick of getting healed. Like
there's none of this like divine judgment
I
shit
will
raining down from the
de
heavens and
yeah, I will de-age you of how much healing I will give you.
which
You
it's super nice, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass if you're solo. And I think if you're a cleric, you're not the type of person to run solo content.
no.
Like maybe for campaign, but in general, I feel like if you're a cleric, you obviously want to heal, and you can only
Yeah.
do that if you're somebody else. If you heal with somebody else, you can only heal
Yeah.
somebody. If you want to be a cleric, you obviously want to heal somebody, so you can only be that with somebody else. Anyways, uh, I love the fact that they went so heavy on the the healing, and I was gonna say that everything else that the cleric doesn't have can be supplemented with subclasses. So yeah, I think they
Yeah.
nailed. I think they truly nailed this class, and it's going to be the one class where I don't think they'll have to balance as much. They're going to have to balance all the archetype, the secondary archetype stuff with the cleric, like
Yeah.
tank. Imagine a tank, main class tank with fucking, I don't know, Flash Cure, Redemption, like
Yeah,
Resurrect,
redemption
Mend, all
heal.
this shit. Like,
Yeah,
oh my god, you're never gonna kill this guy. Uh,
that's the point, though, right? That's kind of the point.
that is kind of the points.
So-
I guess what is it? The Templar? The
oh yeah,
no,
the Templar. Yeah,
that's the
that's
fighter.
the fighter.
That's a fighter
Fighter
cleric.
cleric.
I
That's who
forget.
I was looking at first because I was like, I
We could.
always love the Aatrox of
Uh,
fighting, of like hitting and healing at the same time.
I guess we can find out what were we going with tank cleric. The paladin is the
Oh, Paladin, yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I just ended the PowerPoint just to check the our like skill tree thing.
Yeah.
And now it's oh there it is. Uh yeah. So we're just so moving on. Cleric, fighter. Obviously everyone's gonna pick this class. There's not gonna be a single. I don't think there's gonna be.
If there's no fighters, I'm gonna
I'll
delete
shave
the
my
game
head.
because yeah,
I'll
like,
shave my head.
I know Asmongold's going fighter. I
Fighter.
know.
Everyone's gonna pick this class. It had the best showcase.
It did. Best skills, best showcase.
Ex- Main, slicing main, wall up, like all the skills feel. I mean, we were complaining about it at the beginning, but all the skills feel fucking
Good.
super deep. And by the way, we didn't say that we don't want those skills, and I don't even think they have enough skills yet. Even 55, I don't think 55 abilities. These are all those also include the skill tree ability, but the base skills, I don't think they have enough yet of each class because
No,
three of the 55 listed here are fucking whirlwind, right?
must-haves. Yeah, and
Right,
must-haves.
right. So there's gonna be a lot more skills added onto it, anyways. So we're just saying, uh, yeah, we don't hate it at all. I think the color palette, the fucking aesthetic of it, the fact that I can see the fighter running every weapon that's gonna be showcased. Yeah, I think the
I
fighter
think a
definitely
fighter with a book is gonna be funny.
it is gonna be funny, but I
I
do
hope
think
he
that
just
they
bashes people with the book.
well, it would be cool if you like opened up the book. Yeah, if you just like subject and you can wear like a professor.
Education.
Yeah, you can wear like a professor's outfit with glasses and shit. Just start
Yeah,
beating kids. But I was going to say it's the most appealing out of everything. I don't think it's the best. I still think the cleric is the best, just like foundationally is the best one. I might have said the bard was the best showcase after the bard showcase, but that was recency bias, and I think I'm
that's
uh
the best support showcase. Was the
yeah,
bard
the
for sure?
showcase was really good for the bard, but the bard class it didn't have that. I know that you can see the directions going, but it didn't have the impact that the fighter showcase had. The fighter
Yeah.
showcase was great. The only thing I hate is these fucking whirlwind skills, these spin to win shit. Just stop it. Just get that
No,
shit
we
out of the
need one,
game.
Adam. We need at least
You
one.
don't need you. We
Okay.
don't give it to the tank. Give it to somebody that nobody would
No,
play.
fuck the tank.
Uh the mage. Steven's probably most played. So that was
I
there's
wish
actually
the
not even.
developers were better at their own game.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think that's like the most said thing throughout these streams is like these guys do they even know what they're doing? Like
Get some 12-year-olds in there with some hands.
yeah,
Jesus.
honestly.
Um.
The dev guy needs his like immunity thing just to survive a raid.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. Oh, Steven. Uh.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's actually that the mage has like an elemental aspect to it. I would like to see more of like an arcane. I guess they do have it, but they don't really have a lot of like arcane damaging stuff other than the one arcane volley. But what do we think, mage? I know that you're not really a mage player when it comes to sort of these type of
I
game
don't mind
modes.
them once in a while.
Yeah, but
Once in
even
a
in like
while they're fun.
MTG, you don't really do like You don't do like heavy instance or sorcery casting.
Not recently, but I'm slowly getting over there. Uh, right now I am. But I liked it. Like it's a mage. It feels like a mage. It looks like a duck, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Same thing with the
Um,
cleric.
Same thing with the cleric. I think it didn't, like you said, or like me and you have said through the stream, is that it feels like a duck, but the showcase is like little wandy.
Like drawing the Disney thing.
I just see that all the e-girls are gonna be like, I want to be Harry Potter, right?
Well,
And
I just picture like the mage drawing like next on Disney.
yo, Disney
Yeah,
Plus,
it's like
whatever.
yeah,
Walt Disney, whatever.
yeah. I definitely think
Uh,
there's a lack of pizzazz and like
in it,
cojones. There's no the mage has no balls. There's no
yeah, it just doesn't
balls
have
on the
any
mage.
balls. But I think that's on purpose, like I was saying before, is just to show the supports have these little bit more spotlight, and you need these supports, so these people play them.
Yeah, and I
But
guess it's also they don't. We also have to keep in mind, although it's an alpha 2, they don't want to like spoil their entire game in alpha, so they're
yeah,
probably like holding a lot of things back. I really like the dynamic of the elements stuff. I really like, and I hope they keep this as the main focus, but the enchanted weapon system, where you use an element and then your weapon has that element. That is
yeah,
that is so cool. It's such a simple add-on to a class that just really like adds a lot of flair to it.
yeah.
So Ranger, I think
My boy, my boy, my boy. Backflips all day, boys. Wow,
when
pa.
when this showcase came out, everyone went nuts. This was the showcase that brought everybody back to Ash's hype,
Ashes.
right?
Yeah.
And they even have like the I wouldn't say it's the perfect Ranger yet.
No, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it sure is fucking sweet.
It sure is it is pretty close. I would like I would like to see more. I don't know. I was gonna say I'd like to see more like weapon mastery skills, like skills revolved around the bow
Other seal.
specifically. But
Oh, okay.
I can see why that they're
Trying
staying
to
away
lean
from
away
it.
from it.
Yeah. Again, they don't want to spoil their game and stuff, and they can use other weapons. Uh, but yeah, I think it's for the Alpha 2, I think it's if you're not playing fighter, you're probably going to play Ranger,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And if you're not gonna play a ranger, you're gonna play You're gonna play a mage, and if you're not gonna play a mage, you're gonna pick a sport.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it's gonna go down.
Like
That's how
it's the
you know when
circle of
like they
life.
pour all the balls down those fucking like thing
Oh, like
and
the
they land in the
sorters.
yeah, and the sorters, it's gonna be like at the edges fighters,
Well, yeah,
and then the middle one is gonna be tank.
yeah. Just like one or five people like on the. I like playing tank.
Speaking of which, the tank. There is there is less abilities than was shown. So there's I think there's abilities here that they didn't show in the showcase, but there's still more abilities here than the mage.
Yeah.
There's only what 22, 1, 20, 19, 18 skills. 18 minus 55. Don't want to do the math right now. Like 30 fucking 7. 37 abilities. So they got a lot.
Yeah, like they are a tank. They need this though. This is what
Yeah.
they need. They need the buffs. They need the somewhat of a good damage so people can actually play through the campaign with it, and they need the shouts and the taunts and
Yeah.
the they need stuff to make them a tank, right? They need the things.
So so there's a lot of things we haven't seen. Like I think we've seen Desolate, like we've seen a lot of the base skills, but I don't think we've seen the skill tree skills. Like I see Slam, Knockback, Pulverize. There's forceful tremors, refreshing reflect, and by the way, this
Slam.
oppressive reflect, the one that looks like there's a bow and arrow. It's actually the same icon as Lightning Reload from the Ranger, which is funny. So they're reusing icons. So I guess that's another thing that's like, oh, they're not quite. This is like that shows it's the alpha. They're reusing the
Yeah,
icons.
definitely in an alpha.
But yeah, I think like it is going to be nice that the tank and the cleric are going to be the first subclasses you can kind of spec into, or the first archetypes you can spec into for Alpha 2. Uh,
Hmm.
but I don't think we've seen this is the tank is this one thing that we as the audience, the Phoenix Initiative members obviously would have full hands full in this, but we as the audience haven't seen what the tank
Much of
is
it.
yet. Like this is the most hidden class or archetype for Alpha 2 so far
Yeah.
out of the 6 available. Anyways, so the archetypes, I mean, we hound on the archetypes all the time because A, it's our favorite part of
Part of the
any
game.
game, and B, they're going to be the things we interact with the most. So we need uh brush these archetypes with a fine-tooth comb, look at it through a lens of magnification so that the team can get it right. But we're moving on into the map. No desert, which they showcased in the lighting. Um,
Yeah, there's gonna be a little desert.
no, this is the map. Is the
Yeah, on the
lawless?
far right.
Oh, I thought that they
Lawless
this
sand squirrel
whole
desert.
desert. I thought that they weren't. Shut the fuck.
Or
I don't know why I was listening to it and I
read the card tells you what the card does, Adam.
read the card. I thought for
Read the
sure.
card. Read the card.
I think I was on Narc's video and somebody in the comics was say imply that there
Oh.
wasn't going to be. So I was like, oh, that's weird. So I didn't really look at the the map all too much. But the
Okay, now
map
where are we setting up base? We got to talk about this really quick. Where are we setting up base, bro? I say in between the two rivers on the left side in the big pool area, right there.
in like like the island in the middle of the lake.
So the Dargale
All right.
estate,
Yeah.
to the right of it, like all the way to the ocean part, like all the way on the ocean part.
Oh, on the coast of
Yeah, and
Darragale City.
go south, right there, right there. Yeah, right
You can
there
see my mouse?
on the stream. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Just
handy.
above the, just above that other city, like in between on that beach coast, I think is where we should go. I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, either
Remnants
there
of
or back
Cephalian.
or back or back where you said kind of by
I was thinking
or
this new Ayla, this little island thing right here,
that little the little tiny thing.
the little nipple. We can take the nipple.
You want to take the nipple? I
We can,
think I don't mind the nipple or north of the nipple where the bump is, where like
oh,
where the Jova is, kind of in where it's like a big bubble.
see, the thing is here, we need to think about. So our goal is for boats, make boats, and
Yeah,
we don't want to be too close to the lawless zones. So I think the initial place, like the remnants of Cephalian, like that little like divots that kind of looks like a meteor hit it. Um,
yeah, yeah,
that would be pretty interesting. It's pretty close to the ocean. It's probably on a cliff on the ocean
yeah.
side and not like a beach side. So yeah, I mean, fucking
Or like
beanie.
the other one was I was thinking It's just beside the main city, just a little bit to the left of it, or to the right of it, like where those kind of like where the docks are, just like right to the right or right to the left of it, like on
Oh,
that beach cove. Like kind of stay close to the main,
yeah,
the ruins of the ruins,
yeah.
like in around there. I think that's where we should go. But those are options. We have to look at them because we got to look at like what kind of trees are there. Like we want the high level trees beside us.
Yeah, so, but that means we'd also have to move. So we would have to start the low level trees, make low level stuff, and then move to the high level trees, and then
That's fine.
then maintain that with just two of us. I don't know,
Yeah, that's fine.
the third guy might not might not be there, but
Well, it's fine.
Neuralith. So I actually, this is kind of the part where I zoned out at. So do you? I know that they're really pretty intrinsically shouting at, I mean, explicitly shouting at us to test the nodes and test and interact with the nodes and stuff because this is the system that essentially
Yeah,
holds the whole world together. So did you catch
yeah.
anything that they said that you haven't heard before?
No, it's all it was like this part was mostly like, oh, start your little camp. Then you can slowly build into your little city or a little combine kind of thing, and then you slowly build, right? Uh, but no, they didn't really say anything on like what they can do with, other than like doing the caravans, the boats, and like doing the trade things. But they never said anything about like quests that you can do for your node, like
Okay.
get like sheep to come to your place or something, like haddle sheep or get food or whatever. They never really said anything, so there was really nothing much that we didn't already know
Yeah.
based on like other streams.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the map. I guess it's like, I mean, it's important
This
in
is
the
like a
sense in the sense of like having a lot of people on it at one time. But it's not really important once you're playing the game because you're so zoomed in, right?
yeah.
So we'll just move into kind of the one thing that's is not really talked about enough, in my opinion, is the weapons. So
Yeah, I'm pumped.
we have seven of the. I think they're gonna have 12 complete.
Something like
I
that,
could be
yeah.
wrong, but the mace, shortbow, longbow, one-handed sword, two-handed sword, wand, book. No shield.
Yeah, I was kind of weirded about that one.
It's
Like, why not
strange.
a shield?
Or they forgot it, or they don't
But
classify it as a weapon.
they would
But
have to.
I know. So I don't know if this was a mistake or not, because I'm fairly certain the shield's in Alpha 2. But oh, these are the weapons with skill trees. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that the shield doesn't have a skill tree, it's been shown in almost every showcase, is insane.
Yeah. Which is kind of surprising to me, especially when they're trying to beef up the supports.
Yeah. So I was gonna say one of the things is, how do we feel about weapon skill trees while adding class skill trees? Is it too much? Do weapon skill trees even matter, or should they even matter?
Well, because they didn't really show the weapon tree, like it was
They showed
because
the longbow
it
one.
they showed the longbow one, and it was more of like the speed of the pull, like your pull speed and stuff like that, right?
Yes,
Um,
small buffs.
like small little buffs. I don't think it's necessary that they need this. I think there's so much in the game already. Maybe they can do this at like a season 2 update kind of thing. Like, okay, everyone figured out their class. Okay, here's an extra layer now. Here's your second layer of trying to figure out swords and weapons, skill trees to make them good, right? And balancing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a little too much for the alpha, I think. I think it should be later on. It should just be a basic weapons, try them out, try everyone out, instead of trying to master every single one and make your own.
Yeah, I think they are trying to put too much kind of like too
Bunch
much on their
hype on it.
well, they're trying to put like too much on the plate per se because even like in the full release of the game, we even have even talked about how religion is gonna affect skills and that because that's a whole archetype and it's I mean that's not a whole archetype, that's a whole
Yeah,
augmentation thing of itself. So even having the weapon skill trees, I don't know, I think the weapon skill trees are going to be a bit redundant in my opinion. uh,
yeah,
who knows if they'll even get as fleshed out as obviously they're not going to get as fleshed out as the archetype skill trees, but they do seem like there's a little too many things going on all at the same time. Just have more weapons. Just have more weapons that do different things. Like
yeah.
the book was
It
so
would have been way
perfect.
better. It would have
Yeah.
been way better. Like as an alpha, like, hey, okay, here's basic classes, and here's every weapon. Go
Yeah.
nuts, right? Go
That's
nuts.
like not only are you not giving us one of the most hyped classes in all of MMO, the Rogue, until a month or two later, you're not giving us the other
Summoner.
class, the Summoner, and now we don't see the Spear. We don't see like the potion cannon that was that's been in development this entire time, or like the arcane
Yeah,
guns or whatever. Just so yeah, I 100% agree. Just give us all the weapons. Just make sure
yeah.
that all
Just
the
gives.
models work. Who cares about the skills right now? Just give us all the
Yeah,
weapons. Make sure all the animations look crisp on every character and every body type. This is your chance to do that. Like, who cares about the skill tree right now? Add the skill trees in fucking Alpha 2 or Beta 1.
yeah.
That would be perfect
It
for the
definitely
beta,
should be in beta. It should be in beta. That definitely.
right?
Like we
So,
should have every weapon. Like that's the issue I had. I was like, really, only 7 weapons, you guys? You
it's
guys
because
can't make a shield really quick, like even a square, fucking two
well,
D square, like.
there's going to be the shield, but it's just not going to have a skill tree. And it's just like, okay, stop working on the skill trees right now and just give us the models. Let's just interact with the models. But
Yeah,
so that was kind of the last of the low key, no key, high key. This is the we're just like I'm just gonna skip. This is the city. I guess Lionhold. Uh how did we feel about the architecture stuff of Lionhold? And then we can wrap up the show.
yeah. I honestly perfect for an alpha. Perfect. You got all the fog, you got your lighting, you got all the bricks. Like it's
Yeah.
perfect alpha test. And you got the big tree. Who doesn't love a big tree?
We all
I
need a
don't
big
care who
tree.
you are.
Fucking every game has
Once
a big tree.
you exit through that like archway in the big tree, you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
I feel good.
I definitely do think they nailed scale really well in
Yes.
for this. Like this kind of frame with the giant bridge. This aesthetic is so cool to me with the lion underneath holding up or the two lions holding up the bridge. I
The
think it's really
bridge. Yeah.
cool.
I had an engineer look at that and he said it wouldn't work.
Of course. But yeah, so that was kind of the I mean, go watch the trailer yourself. Because like look at that. That's so sick. I think
Yeah, it looks
even like
awesome.
the aesthetics of the castles and stuff is really cool to me. Uh, I think they nailed just like I said, the scale and the overall. I hate using this word. The overall vibe of of the sh-
Well, if
of the
you
game.
looked on that stream there for a second, I swear that other guy had a spear on top of the ledge where they were like looking at the lions when it was kind of close up. I swear to God, that guy has a spear. This guy right here.
The guy
No,
on the
no wait.
hold on.
Where was it? Oh, it was a bow. Oh, my bad.
Oh, you thought this was
That's
a
my bad.
spear?
I
Yeah,
saw the tip of it. I was like, I swear to God, if that guy had a freaking
spear.
spear.
It's so funny too because the Guild Wars community have been like harping on land spears the entire time, and it's such an easy thing, right? They already had aquatic spears, just You already have the
Yeah,
models and
switch.
stuff. Just make the skills for it. And then after
Yeah.
fucking 12 years of the game, they get land spears. Or almost 15 years of the game, they get land spears. But no, 12. Yeah, I got it right. 2012. But yeah, that was kind of the overall live stream. And then I guess up next, there's in our up
We'll be
next
playing
segment.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not much in the up next segment because we will be playing the game.
Shit out of it.
That's gonna be the next thing. So
So
I don't know. I think this live stream, I knew it was gonna be boring from the beginning, but the last thing I wanted to touch on was the absolute giga chat that this guy they had at the beginning. I don't remember his last name. It was like Brent Trost, Brian Trost. Um, I wrote it down. I was like, I'm gonna remember to mention him. I completely forgot. But the EverQuest guy, the guy that made EverQuest,
oh yeah.
Brian, absolute giga chat of him to join this project and stuff. Other than that, there's not really much I want to add to it. I think we're in agreement with the weapons and stuff. I don't know. It's gonna be a shit show for the first few weeks for sure.
I can't wait to wait in the queue.
Yeah, honestly, I don't.
See you
So
on the queue. See you in
see
the
you,
queue.
see you in the queue. Um, because it's October 25th that we get it, and then November 3rd for the key holders. I mean, the other key holders
Yeah.
that bought later. But I don't think I'll be able to play it until. Actually, I can play it because it would be NA. It'd be North American 4 a.m. when I play it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the one that needs to wait because you're gonna be playing peak hours, peak times,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fine.
Definitely.
Don't
Yeah.
worry,
Definitely fine.
I'll dip my toes in it first. But that was anything else? Anything you want to say?
I think
Anything we
that's it,
missed?
man. Can't wait for it. Excited.
It was mostly we're talking about the classes mostly today. I mean,
Yeah, it was good. That's the big thing of it, right?
yeah,
It's 80% of the game right there.
yeah, no kidding. That was everything at Game in the Meta. If you missed our friend Daniel Waging Commando, hopefully he's back next time, and our next episode should be around October 11th, October 13th, the Sunday.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to keep the 2 week schedule. I start my last year of law school literally tomorrow, so it's gonna be a bit challenging to get these streams consistent for the next at least 6
But we'll
months.
do it.
But we'll do it. Like and subscribe if you're not already, and if you're watching this on YouTube, this was our first episode on YouTube. Go follow us on Twitch at the same thing. And thanks for joining us. Signing off. I don't know. I really don't know how to end these things all the
Yeah.
time.
Click the button. Just
Click the button.